So how is the Singapore stock market doing? And we're talking about the Singapore Straits Times Index. Are we in a bear market like in the US? I mean, there are talks about bear market over the past few months. So is the Singapore stock market, the STI, in a bear market territory, or are we seeing some strength? Hey guys, Joby here, top tier reminder trader in Philips Securities, and in this video, we'll be doing a quick outlook on the Singapore market. What are some of the key levels to take note of, and also where have we actually found some support over the past few months, right? So we will dive into the system that I have to see what it says. Are there any bullish or maybe even bearish signals that have came out over the past few months, right? So you can get an idea of what are some of the levels to take note in the whole entire Singapore stock market, the STI Straits Times Index. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because you probably know when is a good time to get out. I mean, if you hit to certain levels for the blue chips, that's where selling can actually come back again, right? So let's dive into the STI right now. So here's the STI, the Singapore Straits Times Index, trading at about 3,247. So let me just give you a quick overview of what has happened over the past few months, right? So you can see that somewhere around like April and March, we kind of hit the high around the 3,450, 3,450. Let me just draw it for you. You can see that we kind of like touched this level two times, one time around February, and it kind of went down, we rebounded up, and we kind of touch it again, 3,450, the third time in about March. So kind of like touch two times is what we call like a double bottom, all right? So not a good thing. It shows that sellers are there, the resistance is there, and that's where selling pressure can come back again, all right? So yeah, we kind of like sold off from there. We broke some of these key support levels like the 3280. You can see right here's a bit of support. We kind of broke down. It was the resistance. Okay, let me just draw it for you. A little bit of resistance right here. It became the support. You can see we kind of like broke down this level as well. So kind of like broke the 3280, and we started to see a bit of selling when the entire US market sold off, right? Since like March, April, there were talks about a bear market in the US because prices have come like sold off by more than 20% from the peak, right? So what is a bear market? Bear market just means that we have sold off by 20% or more from the highest point. So you can see that this is the highest point, about 3450. Let me just draw it and see what is the percentage sold off. You can see this is just we have sold off by about 10.64%. All right, it's about 10.64%. So not really a bear market, because a bear market would be like 20% or more. So in this case, about 11-12% maximum, and then we started to see a bit of consolidation, a bit of support coming back, and then we have rebounded back up. So Singapore market, not really a bear market yet, because we have not broken some of those key support levels. So I talk about these levels whereby if we actually broke these levels, then you want to be careful. Then we can potentially be in a bear market situation or territory, all right? And that level would be none other than these two support lines, which I've drawn in my previous video as well. I think last month we talked about this level, the 3,000, right? 3,000 would be a psychological support level. That level is key. I think if you break that level, not a good thing. We've been holding above it, I would say, for like more than a year already. So if we break that level, I think that's where we can potentially go to like a bear market very fast. More selling pressure can come back. All right, so 3,000 will be a key level, 3,000 to about 3,050. You can see that over the past like a few months to maybe since last year, May 2021, May. In fact, we didn't really go to like 3,000, right? We just went to this 3,040, 3,050, and then buyers started to come back. We can kind of like rebounded from it a couple of times. Look at this one time. Maybe just put this in green color, right? 1, you can see 2, 3, 4, and we kind of like neared it again. Look at this right here. We kind of neared it and started to consolidate and started to push up. So 3,050, 3,000, I think these are all very critical support levels. Let me just put this line back up to the 3,000. Right. So what has happened over the past few weeks? So can you see that we broke this 3280 support level, all right? We kind of like sold off, we consolidated a bit, and we kind of like broke down this next support level at the 3,150, right? So 3,150, you can see there was originally the support. It was the resistance here as well. Look at this, it was in like December, it was resistance, and of course we broke above 3,150, and the upside started to happen, right? So yeah, we kind of like traded below this 3,150 level for about like a month plus. So that's a good thing. All right, so to consolidate, you can see that this green line is what we call the 20 days moving average, was like pointing down. Look at this, right? So from like April, this green line was just like sloping down. Of course, prices were like below it, right? But as we consolidated, right, below this 3 3150 level right here. You can see that this green line started to flatten out. Can you see this started to flatten out somewhere around like mid of July, started to flatten out, but of course we're still below the 3150, right? But eventually, right, just on this date, right, that will be on the 20th of July, right, 20th of July, just last month, we managed to break, right, this 3150 level. So that's a good sign. And when we broke this 3150, you can see that this 20 days moving average, this green line, right, was flattening out, and this green line started to slope up, right? Started to slope up. In fact, now we're still sloping up, and we're actually still above this line. So anything above 3150 with the 20 days moving average sloping up, it can actually point to more upside in the short term, and that's what we're seeing now, and that's happened over the past 1 to 2 weeks, and we can potentially still see some upside in the short term. All right, so it's not like up all the way like nobody's business, but probably hit up to some levels, and that's where some selling can happen again. So what is the next level whereby we can expect some selling pressure, some profit taking to come back again? All right, and this level will be none other than this, right, the same level, right, and this is where we have put this resistance level about 3280. Why? As I mentioned, right, this 3280, it was originally the resistance last year. All right, we kind of broke up, it came back down, and it was a support. We broken down. You can see we kind of like rebounded, we neared it, we kind of like touch it, and we came back down to somewhere in May, June. All right, so now we're kind of like heading to this 3280 level, right? So today is like about 3247, all right? 3247 is still probably about 30-40 points to the 3280, maybe even give it a bit of leeway to 3003. I think that's fine, but that's where selling can actually come back again, right? And that's what we're potentially seeing in the short term. Right, what about the longer term, right? So longer term trend, so as I mentioned, short term, we did see some sellings from like April, May, all right, when the US market sold off, and we started to see a bit of rebound right now, which is looking quite okay for the short term, right? So that's for the short term, right, up and down. But for the longer term, right, longer term I think is key. So I think the longer term, there were actually some signs of the trend turning down, right? Not really like turning down all the way, but kind of like flattening out, all right, not really in a very strong uptrend that we used to be in 2021 or 2020. Right? You can see that this was this great line. The red line is the 100 days moving average. The green line is the longer term 200 days moving average. So most part of the time over the past 1 to 2 years, this red line has been pretty much above the blue line, and both of them are pretty much sloping upwards, which is kind of like seeing somewhere last year December when the market sold off, they got really close to one another, and but ultimately we still like this red line is still above the blue line. All right, so yeah, look at this right now. So this is red and blue, and you can see at this point in time, red is slightly still above the blue. All right, it's just like a little bit, just like probably 2 mm from what I'm seeing right now, just above the blue line. Okay, and both of them are like moving sideways, right? So moving sideways for now. So not really like a firm downtrend. It has not really like just crossed below the blue line and like both lines pointing down. Then that's not a good thing. That shows that the trend could potentially turn down in the mid to long term, in the next 6 months or more than 1 year period, right? But right now, in the longer term, I think it is still pretty much sideways for now. Not a very, very firm, strong uptrend like we used to see last year, but we are pretty much in a sideways movement. All right, as I say, right, if we do break this support level at the 3000 or 3050 right here, then I would say that this two moving averages, the 100 days moving average and the longer term 200 days moving average, will start to slope down, and then yeah, we can potentially see a bear market, especially a downtrend in the mid to long term. But right now we have come rebounded from those levels again. You can see we kind of like neared it and rebounded from it, so we are still looking quite good in the mid to long term in terms of a sideways movement. All right, so 3280, that would be the level to watch for now. I think if we can break that level, that would be a good thing for the entire market. I think the banks, the Singapore banks, the DBS, UOB and all that will start to rally again. I think we might see a bit more upside, and the blue chips, the banks, will see more upside potentially for the market to push up maybe back to that previous resistance level, and that would be the same 3450, whereby that's where I think some heavy selling can actually come back again. The fact that we have touched it like 1-2 times, we came back down. I think as we near this level, all right, 3450, that's where selling can actually come back again. Alright, so this is the STI, the Straits Times Index, just to give you an idea of where we are right now in terms of the longer term trend, the short term trend, and also where can we potentially see some selling in the next few weeks. Alright, so quick one. This is my 1GT system, one good trend, whereby we have a couple of bullish and maybe even bearish signals that came out for the STI over the past few months. So I don't go too far, but somewhere around like October, that was when the market was still quite bullish. You can see October 2021, last year, we got a bullish signal, it went up. And of course, we got this bearish signal when it sold off, and a couple of new bullish signal in January, and in February, started push up, and we got an exit here. This is like an arrow down, this is like an exit. It kind of came down, and a couple of bearish signals started to come in, I would say, since like April, May. Right, so you can see you got a red signal went down, another up arrow pointing up. It's like an exit, went up again, and look at this, zoom into here, right? So there's a red arrow coming up, red arrow coming up. So this is a little bit more bearish, and of course the trend has started to turn. All right, in terms of green, as I say, it was a pretty firm, strong uptrend last year, but now it started to turn from a bit of a green to like a red color. So a bit of a downtrend, as I say, over the past few months, a bit of a downtrend because we have seen a bit of selling, even though the mid to long term is still sideways, like I mentioned, but there was some short-term trend change down, right, in terms of the short term as well. All right, so a couple of red arrows went down, red arrows went down, and let me just zoom in, right? So let's look at this right here. So as I say, right, over the past few weeks, we managed to break that 3150. So this is the level, right? The 3150. I think this is the point in time where, let me just turn on this. So this is like the resistance level. You can see whereby we broke this 3150 resistance level, and the upside started, right? So the next level will be the 3280, I think, as I mentioned. All right, that's where potentially some selling can come back again. All right, so yeah, we kind of like got, even though the trend, as I say, is still a little bit down for now, all right, but overall we got this bullish signal. It looks quite good. It's still playing out. There are no exits yet, and we'll see if we can break that 3280 for the entire STI. All right, so this is the STI, the Straits Times Index. I hope that I've given you guys a quick understanding of where are we right now, what are the levels to take note of. And yeah, if you're trading the STI, I mean, you can also buy the banks and all that, but those of you who want to trade the entire market, you can also trade what we call the STI ETF, right? Pretty much it tracks the STI. So if STI goes up, the STI ETF will go up. If it goes down, then that will go down as well. So kind of like tracks the STI. If you don't want to like stock pick and all that, you can just buy the entire market, and that would be the STI ETF. So it works just like a normal stock, or you can find on your trading platform. If you are a client of mine in Philip Securities, you probably receive some ideas on the Singapore market as well. So make sure you come on board if you're not yet one. All right, probably click on the link below around this video to find out more on how you can come on board as a client of mine in Philip, whereby we do share some of those ideas, right, in the Singapore market by WhatsApp broadcast daily, and you can have some direction on what to focus on and what is actually in our watch list. Alright, so Joey here. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. Do go ahead to like the video, alright, and smash the subscribe as well. That will definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing that. And let me know in the comments below what is your biggest takeaway for this video. What's your thoughts on the entire Singapore STI, the Singapore stock market? What's your thoughts? Are we like going to be in a bear market, or are we still looking strong? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.